We all know that feeling, right? After a huge organizational push, everything is finally sorted, labeled, and in its perfect place. It takes a ton of work. But here's the real question. How do you keep it that way? The challenge isn't just getting organized, it's staying organized. So how do you make it actually last? So you've done the hard part. You've decluttered, you set things up, you've even made it look clean. But without a real system to maintain it, things just slide back. Old habits start to creep in, stuff gets moved around, and all that amazing progress you made can just fade away. This is exactly where the fifth, and I'd argue most crucial S in the 5S system comes into play.
All right, let's get into it. Here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to break down what sustain actually means. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of auditing, which is the core of this whole thing. After that, we'll see how those audits lead to real, actual improvements. And finally, we'll talk about how to build a solid plan to make it all happen.
Okay, first things first. If you think about the first 4 S's as, building a house, sustain is the foundation and the pillars holding the whole thing up. Seriously, without it, all that other hard work just doesn't last.
So what is it really? Well, the official definition calls it the methodology to audit, maintain, and improve standards. Let's unpack that for a second. Audit just means checking in. Maintain means keeping things at that great standard you already set. And improve, well, that's the exciting part. It's about making those standards even better over time. It's this powerful little 3-part cycle.
And this is a really big deal, because it requires a shift in how you think. Sustain isn't the finish line. It's not some final task you just check off a list and you're done. Nope, it's an ongoing thing, a continuous loop that just becomes part of how you operate every single day.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Well, the heart of the sustain phase is the audit. The best way to think about it is like a regular health checkup for your whole organizational system. It's not about pointing fingers or finding blame. It's about checking the vital signs to make sure everything's running smoothly.
And the great news is the method for auditing is pretty straightforward. First, you just learn the process. What are we even looking for? Second, you do it regularly. You put it on the calendar. And third, and this is key, you actually analyze what you find. You look for patterns. For example, maybe you notice that one specific tool is never in its designated spot. The audit doesn't just flag that as wrong, it makes you ask, hey, why is that? And believe me, this simple process makes a world of difference. It's night and day, really. Without audits, standards fade, old habits come roaring back, and you lose all that progress. But with them, the standards stick, you build a culture of always getting a little bit better, and all those gains you made are locked in for good.
Now, an audit is only as good as what you do with it, right? Collecting information is great, but it's useless if it just sits there. This next part is all about turning what you learned into real, tangible action.
So here's the thing. We have to stop thinking of audits as just checking for compliance, like a test. A good audit reveals opportunities. Remember that tool that was always out of place? The opportunity isn't to tell someone off, it's to realize, hey, maybe its home is just in a really inconvenient spot. The opportunity is to find a better, smarter place for it.
When you look at your audit results, you'll pretty much always find 2 paths forward. First, there's maintain. If a system is working perfectly, your job is to reinforce it, to celebrate it. The second path is improve. If you find a standard that's a little clunky or hard to follow, that's your chance to evolve it and make it even better.
And this all leads us to the final piece of the puzzle, creating your implementation plan. This is how you make sure all those great ideas for improvement don't just stay ideas. This is how you make them happen.
Think of the implementation plan as the bridge that gets you from an idea to an actual result. It's where accountability really kicks in. It takes a fuzzy goal like, we should fix that, and turns it into clear, concrete steps that people can actually do.
And a good plan doesn't need to be some massive, complicated document. It just needs to answer 4 basic questions. First, what did the audit teach us? Second, okay, so what are we going to do about it? Third, who is going to do it? And fourth, when will it be done? That's it. That simple framework makes sure nothing gets forgotten.
You know, when you boil it all down, this entire process comes back to one really powerful idea. The whole point of sustain isn't to be the 5S police and force people to follow rules. The goal is to keep refining the system so that doing things the right way becomes the easiest, most natural way to get the job done.
So if you take one thing away today, let it be this. Sustain isn't passive. It's not a set it and forget it kind of deal. It's an active, ongoing process, a cycle of checking, maintaining, and improving that protects all your hard work and makes sure your system just keeps getting better.
And that really just leaves one final question for you to think about. When you look around at your own workspace, your own systems, are they built to last? Or are they, maybe quietly, built to lapse? The choice is really up to you.